Hi, thank you for being here. Don't you sometimes feel like things are losing their value? Like, I can't be the only one, right? We keep getting new and great things all the time. New movies, new games, new videos. But somehow, some of them feel boring and worthless. At first, I thought maybe it was just me. Maybe I'm getting old and I don't enjoy things the same. Or maybe I'm depressed and I can't enjoy them. To be fair, there's probably a bit of that. I kept thinking like that for a while. But then I realized something. It's not all on me. There is a noticeable disconnect from the media that I consume and me. Why? Back in the ancient era of 2017, a little game came up. Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. It's a really simple game. You are a guy inside a pot, and you have a hammer. Now you gotta climb a mountain. Welcome to the game. That's the one thing you can see. Fuck you! The game is quite hard and the controls aren't the best. Pretty common for that era. But there was something else to this game. It had a narrator. This demon will follow you around while you climbed.
This game is a homage to a free game that came out in 2002 titled Sexy Hiking. The author of that game was Jazuo, a mysterious Czech designer who was known at the time as the father of B games.
He starts out nice, talking you on how he came up with the game, and that's kinda cute. He's just rambling. But when you start to fail and fall, that's when he shows his true self.
Oh, you just lost a lot of progress. That's a deep frustration, a real punch in the gut. Oof, sorry about that. Oh, it happened again. Keep on trying, don't let it get to you.
The more you play, the more he will mock you. He will taunt you harder and harder, while quoting famous people and playing annoying music to you. This is what made this game so different from other Rage games. You learn to hate this person. Sure, you can just mute him, but that's the coward's way out. I just kept playing, listening to his mocking. There's a point where he even leaves you alone with your frustration. He already did his job. To be honest, when this game came out, I just watched Markiplier.
That's a deep frustration.
It was fun to watch him get frustrated, to scream, and to cry. But somehow I didn't forget about the game though. I wanted to try it. I already saw it being played, so there was no way it could surprise me. I know what's coming, right?
Demanding, if it just gets piled up in the landfill.
Man, was I so wrong. This game is hard. You don't realize how hard it is until you try to play it. It took me 7 hours to finish my first run. I didn't do it in one go, of course. It would have been madness. But I did it. I reached the top and beat the game. Then it hit me. This feeling that I thought it was forgotten. This feeling of accomplishment. Some games you just breeze through them. It is expected of you to finish them. But with this one, I climbed the mountain again to make sure it wasn't a fluke. And this time it took me less than an hour. And I did it in one go. This time I paid more attention to what he was saying. And there was a line in particular that really caught my attention.
In this context, it's tempting to make friendly content that's gentle, that lets you churn through it but not earn it. Why make something demanding if it just gets piled up in the landfill, filed in with the bland things? When games were new, they wanted a lot from you. Daunting you, taunting you, resetting and delaying you. Players played stoically. Now everyone's turned off by that. They want to burn through it quickly, a quick fix for the fickle, some tricks for the clicks of the feckless.
That really got me thinking. He's right. A lot of media is made like that. It doesn't really mean something. It's just a quick fix that grabs your attention for a while. You are not putting anything from yourself into the things you do. That turns things fake in a way. Why would you appreciate something that takes nothing from you? Do you want a movie? Here, have thousands of hours of movies to choose from. Do you want to play a game? Oh, you don't have a gaming PC? No problem, you can have some cloud gaming. Don't get me wrong, I love this kind of convenience, but we gotta admit that we lost something along the way. I know that this kinda sounds like boomer talk, but I'll be the first one to tell you that there's no better time to get into anything than today. You can get access to almost every single piece of media ever made. I don't even want to imply, oh, things were better in the past. There are a ton of great, amazing old games, but there's also a lot of poorly made ones. Like back then, you will have a Wii and only 3 games. These are the only ones you have and you're gonna play them. Even if you had the means to get a ton of new games, there was some kind of ritual to playing them. You'd turn on the console, wrap the disc with your fingers, put the remote in your hands, you will sit and you will play. Nowadays, when you do that, you do it in the same device that you do everything else. You will probably pause the game to answer a text on your phone, or maybe you even play a video on another device. We have so much stimulation available, but we have a limited amount of attention. I don't really feel excited when I buy a game through Steam. There's no fanfare, just thank you for your purchase email and that's it. You just push a button and wait for it to download. And I'm not saying that console games are better, because you have to put in the disc. You still have to get in the disc and wait for an update. There's no excitement on that. There's one thing that came up not too long ago, and it's everywhere now. You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about AI. It's slowly ripping apart what we consider valuable about anything. One of the things that are being hit the hardest is art. Why would you spend hours making a drawing if an AI could do it in a few lines? But you won't appreciate that. There's one thing that I think is true for everybody. People don't spend countless hours perfecting their craft because they only care about the end product. They build their skills over years. It's like meditation, to prove to yourself or to others that you can. I am learning to draw because I've seen art pieces that had moved me, made me feel something, made me think, made me laugh. They made me happy. And I want others to feel something when they see my drawings. For now, it's bad art. But that's not the reason why I do it. I do it because it's frustrating, because it feels like an endless trip, full of traps and dead ends. Sometimes you fall and feel like you cannot do even the most basic things. But one day, you draw something that you are so proud of that it just crushes that frustration. It gets crushed under the satisfaction of conquering something hard. It was like building a road made of thorns, and you had to went through it, cutting you and hurting you. But when you made it to the end, all those thorns bloom into flowers and fill the air with a pleasant aroma. But then, they disappear, and you gotta do it all over again. Maybe Bennett thought it was onto something. Feeling frustrated is underrated. Hey, thanks for watching. I know I painted AI as something inherently evil. To be honest, I think it has a place in this world, and it has uses. Personally, I can only see it as a new tool that anyone can use, so they can do things better and faster. I think the only reason we see it everywhere is because it got overblown. I also hope that anybody, whoever wants to learn a skill, will recognize that AI makes things easier, but you learn nothing from it. And if you learn nothing, you will never improve.